Did you know that one study found that during summer, people lose an average of 15 and a half hours of sleep due to more daylight and leisure? Sleep expert Dr. Shelby Harris joins us to share ways to reset your sleep routine as we transition from summer to fall. She's teaming up with Natrol to help us get our bedtime routine back on track. Welcome, Dr. Harris.
Thank you so much for having me today.
So, doctor, explain why resetting sleep routines is so important this time of year.
Yeah, in the summer, we're up a lot later. We shift our schedules later. We're trying to soak in as much as we can with the sun out. That it makes it a lot harder to really adjust to that earlier bedtime and wake time that we often need to for both our kids and ourselves when school really starts up. So I've teamed up with Natrol for a Back on Track program campaign to really help give you actionable steps to be able to adjust your sleep-wake schedule so you can go into this time of year feeling as well rested and refreshed as possible.
And how should people get started and approach a sleep reset?
So the first thing I always encourage people to do is to be consistent with whatever you're going to do. And really, first thing is to look at your sleep-wake schedule. Take an inventory. How all over the place have you been? Have you been allowing for any wind down? And kind of come up with a bedtime, wake time schedule for yourself. And if you have time, slowly adjust it by maybe 15 minutes every night and every morning if you have a good week before you have to adjust it. If not, just really be consistent with a set bedtime and wake time 7 days a week.
And do you have any other ideas to help return to a normal sleep cycle?
So there are a number of actionable steps that I really stress for people. So the first thing is be consistent with your wake time. So when you've gotten to that goal wake time, 7 days a week. It's not fun on the weekends, but really get to the 7 days a week, the same wake time, and get light exposure in the morning. That really helps to set that sleep-wake schedule. Then also consider your bedtime, right? What time you're going to bed. Limit those screens 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Use light blocking shades because the sun's out later, and really try to get some dim light and darkness right when you're going to bed at night. Finally, really think about a wind down routine. We're kind of going, that we just crash into bed. Really set some space, a buffer between the day and night, whether it's reading, listening to music. Try to stay away from screens for those 30 to 60 minutes. And also movement during the day is really important because in the fall, we're not moving as much as we were in the summer. And if you're consistent with those things for a good 2 weeks and it's not working, then talk with your doctor because there might be other treatments to help shift your sleep-wake schedule gradually earlier, such as a low amount melatonin, but it's not for everyone, so it's a discussion to definitely have with your doctor.
And can you share more about when you recommend taking melatonin supplements and how to use them safely and effectively?
Yeah, so melatonin, there's a lot of misinformation out there about it. So it's made in our brains naturally, and it comes out just before, about 2 hours before bedtime when the sun's going down ideally, and it helps to make us sleepy and keep our sleep-wake rhythm in a routine. We use very low amount melatonin. We use 0.5 milligram to maximum 5 milligrams in sleep medicine, and it's about the timing of it. So for some people, when we're trying to shift them earlier, we might have them take it 4 hours before bed to help shift you earlier. But it's a discussion to have with your doctor about the timing and the amount to be taking. And then finally, I recommend people to look for something that's USP verified. And what that means is that the bottle that you're getting has had a third party look at it and give their stamp of approval, and USP is one of those parties. And that way you know that what's in the bottle is actually what you're taking. So for example, Natrol has a 5 milligram quick dissolve version that says USP on the bottle. So that way you know what you're getting is legitimately in the bottle.
For more information, visit natrol.com. Dr. Harris, we thank you so much for sharing these strategies for better sleep.
Thank you, you as well. Take care.
And we thank you for joining us on San Diego Living. We'll see you next time.